Hi there again. The other day I went fishing and these reels, Okuma, Far Eastern, made in China I dare say. Not very good, wouldn't recommend them. Salt water will punish these things admittedly, but a few seasons and I don't know how they manage to chrome plastic. They're awful. Anyway, I'm going to strip them down and clean them up. They're a far cry from the Mitchell I got here, which is 25 years old, and I just wipe it over. Totally different thing. Anyway, we'll give these a bit of a go, and well, I'll see if I can manage to get another season out of them. If not, I'll do a John on them. Better explain that. My fishing buddy, Deaf John as he was known, no longer with us I'm afraid. He died of cancer and riddled with it he was, forever smoking. Used to cough his lungs up on the boat. Oh, I'm not mean to laugh, but have another cigarette, John, I'd say. Oh, they do me good, he said. Oh dear. He was a lovely, lovely man. I haven't found a guy like him. Heart of gold, nice family man, but he was stone deaf, absolutely stone deaf, and but he could lip read beautifully, absolutely beautifully. He could understand what someone was saying across a crowded, noisy room, and you didn't have to mouth at him. You just spoke as I'm speaking to you, and. But he was a bit impulsive. He had one fault. He had he's a lovely guy, but he had no patience, which is quite surprising for a fisherman. No patience whatsoever. If he got an overrun or backlash, whatever you call it, bird's nest, he would watch what I'm doing here. He would take a knife out and he would cut all the lead off, his line off, and put new on. He wouldn't bother to try and sort it out. That was John all over. He once bought a brand new reel from a tackle dealer that morning, and then he went down onto the pier locally. That should come apart. He went down the local pier, did 2 or 3 casts, and the handle worked loose. On about the 4th or 5th cast, the handle come off. John being John, took this reel and threw it as hard as he could off the end of the pier. I said to him, why didn't you take it back? You only just bought this. And he just shrugged his shoulders and sort of did an elbow gesture as much as say, bin it. That was John. Yeah, great character. Hello, what's fell out? Watch what I'm doing. Alright, put that there. Amusing story with John, as I say, he was like that, but heart of gold, lovely chap. They broke the mould when we lost him. But an amusing story is one day he was in his garage. He's got his missus Hoover, vacuum cleaner, and he's clearing up a mess he made. Oh, when that come out. Anyway, it packed up on him. Hello, we got a tough one here. And John being John, that's it, son done it, took his vengeance out on this Hoover with a clump hammer. Oh dear, the 150 pieces he'd smashed it into. Oh, look at the state of that. Ooh. And anyway, as he's kicking, where'd that come from? As he's kicking the remains of these bits of Hoover under his bench, his missus comes in and just taps him on the arm because you had to get his attention. And she said, John, the bloody electric's gone again. Oh dear. I hope you're taking note. Oh, I'm taking this apart. God, dear, oh dear. Well, that should come out. No, perhaps we've got to undo that bit. Bigger driver. There we go, that one will do. Oh, he had some laughs. He loved jellied eels. I used to hate catching eels. I'd avoid it if I possibly could, but he loved them. One day I was out on the boat, I was out alone, and I caught just this one eel. Enormous thing it was. Wasn't particularly long, but it was very fat and powerful. Oh, that's stuck in there, that's not going to be too clever. Anyway, I thought John will love this. So I managed to get it in a plastic shopping bag, Tesco's bag. Well, two of them actually. Carefully tied it up. This thing was thrashing around in the bag. I thought I'd drop that off on the way home. And how's this come apart? Anyway, he wasn't there. Knocked on the door and his dog usually goes berserk and rattles the door. That's that's how he knows someone's arrived, you know. Being completely deaf. But no, he wasn't there. So what do I do with it? I couldn't leave the thing in the sun. I mean, that would have been cruel. And I didn't want to take it home. So unwisely, I put it through the letterbox. Well, I saw him later that night at the local pub. His missus stared at me, something rotten. Apparently the eel got out of the bag and decided to do walkabout up the hall, leaving a trail of slime everywhere. She never spoke to me for at least 3 weeks. How the hell does that come out of there? Ah, that seems to be stuck. How are we going to do that? Give it a little tap. There's a little paw that travels up the worm for the level wind, which is there. And it's stuck up, look. Oh, it's come out a bit. Keep tapping. Here it comes. Here it comes. Got it. I'd make a good surgeon, you know. Now that should come off there, which it does. Right, we've now got that. Ooh, that's awful. I'm going to clean these bits up. I'm going to put them in the ultrasonic cleaner. And yeah, we'll get another season out of these. If not, we'll do a job. Well, here I've just covered the major parts. In the ultrasonic tank, you can see how corroded and green. Anyway, I'll give it a gentle clean to start with, and we'll see what happens. Look at the green there, a bit more perhaps. Look at the muck come off of this. We'll give this 10 minutes, give it a bit more. I don't think I'll go any more than that. And you should be able to see all the vertigrease and oxide slowly lift off the surface. Yeah, about 10 minutes, and I think that'll do. Well, here I've given them 5 minutes. I decided not to give them any longer than that. I want some real lift. But they're really not worthy of my time. They're made of such rubbish materials. And so much corrosion has taken place in less than 2 years. It's just simply not worth it. So we'll get another season out of them. And then we'll see how far I can chuck them.